Why'd you even call me up when I never wanna see ya? I'm just on my way back home, little drunk and alone, but I'd rather click ya. Even though it's Friday night and I got no plans tomorrow, I could use a bam bam bam, but it's not from you, cause I'm not that hollow. Baby, let it be. You could try to sweet talk all you want, but I ain't that lonely. Baby, let it be. Forget your rules, forget your shoes. I've done everything you asked, but I wasted time. Forget your truth, you're just cool. I swear anything's better than you. Catch you on the flip side, catch you on the flip side. So goodbye. Funny how it works sometimes. Yeah, we kinda hit it off at first. Checking every bar in town, all the sleepless.
What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. And welcome to the first official video of the off season and of the reverse. So as you guys know, if you've watched any of my previous videos, I have decided to end my season. Not going to do the Amateur Olympia in Portugal the week after next, and that just means that now we are into our reverse, and this is really something that I want to document because I know a lot of people, they get very scared about this part of the bodybuilding process. You know, like there's a lot of people who talk about prep and we know how to manage prep, and then there's a lot of people who talk about how awful post-show is. You know, it's binge fest central, you can't stop eating, you're getting really fat, and I kind of want to document like how my own process goes, the highs, the lows, because I am certainly not perfect and I don't want to like portray that everything's going to be perfect, but I also want to show you guys how just by, you know, managing your structure, managing your routine, and just going into it with the right headspace, like how you can make post-show feel more manageable, right? So I'm going to be vlogging lots and lots over the next few weeks and showing you guys how I do everything, how I'm getting on, what I do struggle with, you know, because everybody has their own struggles, right? Like some people are going to struggle with food. I'm pretty lucky in that I don't really struggle with food. You know, some people struggle with body image, and that would probably be the thing that I know I'm going to struggle with the most, is seeing my physique change. And I don't think anyone goes through this phase unscathed, because it's tough, but I think it doesn't have to be this crazy scary ordeal that a lot of people make it out to be. And I'm hoping that you guys, you know, whether you're post-show now or you're doing your prep right now and you know you're going to be post-show in a few months, I hope you're going to be able to take a lot from these vlogs and from me just showing this whole process, because that's what I want to demonstrate, you know, like every single phase of bodybuilding is important. And I know everyone loves to watch preps because it's exciting and you're seeing someone get shredded and they're doing their shows. This is the part that people don't really want to watch as much, but if you are watching, obviously I'm super, super grateful. And I actually think these are probably the more important parts that you should be watching, because it all matters, you know, like what I do now is going to set me up for my off season, and my off season is going to set me up for my next prep, which, you know, it sounds like it's far away, but it's really not. It's 18 months. Like, that's not a lot of time. That's going to go by like that. And then I'm going to be back on stage, and I want to make the absolute most of this off season. Like, you guys know what my goal is. It is to build a fucking pro-worthy physique. Like, that is what I want to do. And that's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. So today it is Tuesday, the 24th of June. It's July next week, guys. I'm bugging how fast time is going. And I wanted to do a full day of eating. You know, people love these, and I thought it would be interesting to show you guys what I'm eating now that I am in my reverse diet. So just to like start with what my targets are at the moment. So I'm doing about 180 protein, 275 carb, about 40 direct fat on a training day, which usually comes out to about 50 fat by the time you account for trace fats from things like chicken and stuff like that. So 275 carb, and then on a rest day it is 225 carb and then 50 added fat. So I have fats at every single meal. We did actually just pull this down this morning, so I was on 325 carb on a training day and 275 on a rest day, but we've just pulled it down slightly because my weight was going up pretty fucking quickly. Like, it's been going up like a pound a day, which is not really what we want. Like, again, I'm not like, I try not to overthink the scale too much because my body's going to do what it wants to do. I think one of the biggest reasons for this is I basically ran out of T3, which is thyroid medication, and I was running like 50 micrograms of that, and I ran out, so I've gone down to 0, and I haven't been able to get it because of different things. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get some of it in the next couple of days, but obviously that is, you know, T3 is going to drive that metabolic rate. So I think because I've gone from basically 50 to 0, yes, I still have T4 in place, but that is going to be kind of creating a little bit of a difference in the amount of calories that I'm burning on a daily basis. So Christian just pulled me down by 50 carb, which I've no issues with, because honestly, like, I've not been like that hungry, especially yesterday. Like, if you guys watched my vlog from the weekend, from like when I was doing my photo shoot and I was in the UK, I was really hungry, but I think a lot of that was just the environment. Like, I wasn't in my usual routine and my usual environment, whereas now being home, I am in that routine and I've been absolutely fine with food. Like, I don't have any of those struggles. I know a lot of people talk about post show, it's like they just can't stop eating. I'm very blessed in that you know, even on my last post show, I didn't really have that issue. Like, this post show was already so much better than my last one, because the last one I did 4 days in LA before I started the actual reverse, and I got quite fat. So, you know, I didn't do that. Like, obviously I haven't eaten anything off plan since the food I went out for after the Emperor Classic, and I don't plan on going out for an off-plan meal until the week after next, when Shane and I are going to go out on a date night. And to be honest, I don't have that feeling of like wanting to go out for off-plan meals. I like my food, and the way I look at it is, the more adherent I am over the next few weeks, the better we're going to be able to get my baseline food up, which is going to serve me better for actually growth, because I'll be eating more on a daily basis rather than not really eating enough day to day and then having these massive calorie influxes at the weekend. That's just my personal preference. Again, I think one thing I really want to get across with all these post-show vlogs is everyone's going to do it differently, and there's no one right or best way to do it, and you have to do the way that feels best for you. You know, there's some people who talk about like, you have to nail your reverse, you should probably like maintain like 1 to 2 kilos above stage weight. Look, that's never going to be me. I don't think my body, like where I am even right now, is so far from my body's homeostasis that it is going to want to get me back there. Obviously I want to manage how quickly I get there for health reasons and just for me feeling mentally good, but I think you can really get in your head about post show and think like, well, that person's doing this and they've only gained this much weight and their food's already here. You have to treat it like as your individual thing, and every single time you do a post show, you're gonna get better anyway. You know, the first time, I don't know anyone who's done a first post show and had it be perfect. Like, very difficult, right? But this is my second post show, but it's not my second reverse diet. I've done so many reverse diets at this point that I know what to do. Like, I'm not worried, and I think that's a big thing. Like, don't go into it worrying, don't go into it stressing, don't go into it thinking that it's going to be bad. I just had to pause there quickly because I could hear Samson. He had gotten up the stairs and he has a tendency to steal things, as we all know. But yeah, I think like, don't go into it thinking that it's going to be this ordeal and it's going to be super scary. Just go into it with an open mind. You're probably going to make mistakes. You're probably going to have a few fuck ups. That's fine. You just have to get back to normal. Like, I don't want to sit down and do a whole like, here's how to manage post show. I think what I'm going to do is like drip feed in stuff over the next few vlogs and just talk about like what I'm doing. But I do want to make this video today more about the food and like how I'm eating. So yeah, we're going to get into it. Obviously, I have just done my check-ins. I haven't done my check-ins. I'm doing my check-ins. I've not finished them. I'm doing my check-ins. I'm going to train today. So today's a training day. I'm going to train glutes and hamstrings, which I'm so fucking excited for. I've had some really good sessions over the last couple of days. And again, this week is just like having a bit of fun with training, trying out a few different movements, just figuring out what my program is going to be like, and then taking it from there. So I will take you guys along to the gym. I will show you guys all the meals that I'm eating. And yeah, I hope that you do enjoy it. And as I'm making the meals and stuff, I'll give you some tips on like how to structure your food after a diet to ensure a successful reverse. Okay, so all that being said, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, give it a comment, tell me if there's anything that you guys want to see specifically about post show. If there's anything you want to see from me, please, I'm an open book, and you know I will talk about anything and everything. So I will catch you for meal number 1. I'm gonna go on a walk first and then we'll have meal number 1 and take you on the rest of the day. So I'm just back from my walk. It's hot out. Like, it has gotten hot in Spain. Definitely getting sweaty on the walks in the morning, but if it means I'm getting tanned while I'm walking, I'll take it. And we have just made meal number 1, which is exactly the same as my meal number 1 has been throughout my entire prep. So it's 230 grams of egg whites, 150 grams of tomatoes, a bagel with peanut butter and jam. Sometimes I'll have a banana with it when my carbs are higher, but because we pulled my carbs down today, I just removed that because that was a really easy thing to do. And this kind of leads me into the first point when it comes to managing your nutrition post-show or post-diet. Don't change things. Like, yes, you have more calories, but don't start eating at random times, changing all of your meals around, massively changing your food sources. Keep your structure the same. I always eat at the same times every single day. Right? Every single day. That does not change whether I'm in prep or whether I'm in off season. That helps me manage my appetite. It means I know when my next meal is. And by keeping meals the same, I'm not massively food focused. I'm not thinking like, ooh, what should I have? What can I eat? That's the one thing, like, this full day of eating is not going to be exciting. It's going to be basically the same as meals that you have seen in the last few months, especially since I was reverse dieting for so much at the back end of my prep. But even if I had been in a big deficit, my food would still look the same. You know, I know what carb sources I like, what protein sources I like, what fat sources I like, what veggies, what fruit, and I keep those all really similar. Yes, as I progress through my off season, as my body starts to settle more and like my hunger and my appetite settles more, I might have a bit more variety in like the meals that I'm eating. I might add, like, you know, if I'm having a creamy in the evening, I might have like a nice spread. But for now, while I'm still, you know, in this kind of sensitive spot, I don't want to start like eating randomly and having all of these weird foods. And I think that's a big mistake that a lot of people make, is they finish the diet and then they go back to eating the way they were before. But that was a diet that had them in bad shape. So the diet that you follow to get you into good shape, keep that the same, but just increase the serving sizes. I also always recommend, like, post-diet, keep in your high volume filling food sources, lots of fruits, lots of veggies, your potatoes, your oats. Again, they're going to keep you full. Hunger tends to go up after a diet because the goal is no longer there, right? I don't have to get on stage for 2 years. So it will be so easy for me to be like, oh, well, I'll just have a bit extra here. I'll just change this. I'll just have this. But if I was to do all that, I would just gain fat really quickly. And I don't want to do that. Like, yes, I need to gain fat, right? I have to put fat on my body to get healthy, but it's the rate at which we do it that matters. And I don't want that to happen quickly because I want to feel good throughout this reverse. And I know that if I manage it well, I will feel good because my body's not going to change really drastically. But keep the structure the same. Like, you know, don't go changing things massively straight out the gates, because I just think that's going to drive up your hunger and your cravings so quickly. So yeah, if you were expecting to see lots of fun foods today, I hate to disappoint you, but you won't be. You are going to be seeing basically all of the same things for a reason. And that's why I wanted to film this today, to show you nothing changes. Nothing changes. Whether I'm prep or off season, my foods look really similar. It's just the amounts and then potentially the sources that I change. So yeah, I'm going to eat this and then we are going to head to the gym for glutes. Oh, I'm so excited to get a fat glute pump. Oh, honestly, buzzing. Buzzing.
Go far with 2 or 3. Around 2 or 3.
We at the gym. Training at Elite today. Glutes and hamstrings. I'm very excited. I have with me my intra, which I guess kind of counts in the full day of eating. So 15 grams of EAAs. These are the Train by JP ones in pina colada flavor, which are just 10 out of 10. I also had my pre, which was my defib, and I also took Ride On as well. Supplements wise, I always take creatine, omega-3s, folic acid and vitamin B, I believe, and then Support Max from Strom. So I'm still taking that even though I'm not taking anabolics, because anabolics are going to stay in your system for a few weeks, especially Primo, which is like a longer, well, it's Primo and Anthate, which is a longer ester. So it's going to take about 3 to 4 weeks to clear out of my system. So I'm still taking that just to support my kidney and my liver while that is kind of happening. Other supplements that I may add in are vitamin E, maybe evening primrose oil just with hormones, just to help with hormone recovery. I have to buy them. So for now, I'm not taking those, but obviously that's like a big focus for me now is getting my hormonal health back. I do struggle with my cycle. That's something that I will document throughout this. Like, I have always had a very sensitive menstrual cycle, so I get periods very rarely. I think I'm going to get my period back later this year when I get my boobs done, because it's going to be the first time that I will have not trained in like years and years. But yeah, I'm excited to go out and train. I will do a video talking about like my training split, my training program once it's kind of solidified, because there's a few things kind of that we need to eke out and going on in the background. But for now, I'm only training 4 days a week. So yesterday was Monday and it was a rest day, and it was actually so nice to have a rest day on a Monday because it's always a busy day for me. So I haven't not trained for 5 days for years. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I'm just not training upper except delts, which I'm going to do like across my days. So I'm not doing any other, I don't need any more back development, nothing like that. So it's just going to be delts. So I'm kind of excited to see how my body responds. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this session now, just have some fun, set some baseline numbers, play around with some movements. So I will take you in and let's go get a big fat glute pump. Okay, I am back from the gym. Very good session. Again, just kind of like playing around with certain movements, a few like exercises that I've maybe not had in my program for a while. Things like this, just a normal dumbbell RDL. Although I do think I might next week do that as a B stance because I just feel like I recruit my glutes so much more in a B stance RDL, and do that twice a week, and then did the Bulgarian split squats with the contralateral load, which I've been doing them on the Smith machine since I hurt my foot last year, but I think I prefer doing them with the dumbbell. I just kept it in because I was in prep. And now I'm home and it's time for post-workout, which is going to be chicken and rice, but I'm doing it as kind of like a fried rice. But I want to show you guys this thing. I got so influenced by like TikTok Shop. I didn't get this from TikTok Shop. I got it from Amazon, but it's like a vegetable cutter and it's so handy. Like, I love it. That's all my veggies for this meal, just like ready to go. I'm gonna do broccoli with it, although that broccoli's gone off. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of broccoli, not like loads. I don't know how this is gonna go. Meh. It maybe chopped it up a little bit too much. I'll just do like one more bit, but honestly, I think that makes like food prep easier. I'm a fan. So that's really handy. So there's my broccoli, ready to go. I actually prepped my rice last night because I prefer doing like a kind of fried rice with rice that's been cooled in the fridge. The only reason that I wouldn't do it in prep is because I didn't know every day like was different in terms of my calories and stuff like that. So because I was never sure what the next day was going to look like, I wouldn't pre-prep my food. But now I kind of usually have an idea. Obviously he did change my calories today, but I've just kept my post-workout meal the same. So it's 110 grams of rice, 110 grams of chicken, which I have in the air fryer, and 80 grams of pineapple. Yeah, 80 grams. So 80 grams of pineapple. So I'm just going to weigh this out. And there we have it. Chicken fried rice. That vegetable chopper is fucking class.
Is that?
Yeah, it's really handy. It's really, really cool. There's water coming out of my bag. Can you just put this, can you put this on the table outside? I think my bottle leaked.
Yeah, it's important. So.
But yeah, so you can see I stir fried it. I used a little bit of soy sauce and oyster sauce. So like those are the sort of things that I wouldn't have had in prep because of the sodium and just not wanting things to be like very varied day to day. But again, I'm in off season now, so I don't really care if I've got a little bit more salt in this meal. I'm not weighing my salt anymore. I just do everything by eye. That's like my version of flexibility. So it's like the same meal, but it feels a bit more flexible, I guess you could say. But again, no different to what my post-workout was fucking last week or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I'm not changing things drastically. And yeah, I'm excited to eat this. It looks fucking delicious. So I'm gonna have this, get back to check-ins, I've got calls later, and I will catch you guys for the next meal. Hey Kayla, how are you? I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday and that everything's all good with yourself. And thanks so much for your check-in for this week. So yes, we are into week 7 of prep, which is absolutely crazy to think. And we're now 13 weeks out, which basically puts us at about a third of the way through the prep. And the first third of the prep is often what I find to be the most difficult because you're really just like getting into your groove with it. And because you're starting from like body fat being in a higher place, yes, you might be losing like a pound, 2 pounds every single week, but it doesn't look like it looks like obviously we can see the differences, right? But it doesn't feel like a huge difference. Whereas as we get into this middle part of the prep now, and as you start getting leaner and leaner, that's when you're going to start to notice that every fucking pound you are seeing it visually. And we're really going to start to get into the exciting part now, which I am honestly so looking forward to it. Okay, it is 4 p.m. I've just done a lot of check-ins. I did an onboarding video for a new client, reviewed some form videos, and now I'm having my next meal, and I'm having to record this while my camera's charging because I accidentally put it on charge but left it on, so then the battery drained. I'm such a good YouTuber, but my next meal is Weetabix cheesecake, my tiramisu Weetabix cheesecake, which is 2 Weetabix, 250 grams of Greek yogurt with some vanilla flavor drops, 20 grams dark chocolate, 60 grams banana, and a gram of cocoa powder, which I do weigh. So I love this. It's honestly so delicious. I was going to have cream of rice for this meal, but to be honest, this is still really nice. It's a bit less carbs. That's where I kind of pull some of my carbs from. And I haven't really been that hungry, so it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to eat this. I'm actually watching my show day video, which will probably be up already. So I'm just reviewing it, and it's already so good. I cannot wait to upload it for you guys to see it. And then I'm going to get back in for some calls with new clients this evening. And I'll catch you guys at the next meal. And dinner time, meal 4. I've just been out for a walk, got the rest of my steps in, had some calls with new clients. Nice, productive Tuesday. I know it's kind of placebo because I'm actually not eating as much as I was even in my peak weeks, but I already just feel like I have so much more energy and drive for coaching and business. I feel like in my check-ins today, I was so much more perky, and I do feel like in my prep, I never let that slip. I was never a bad coach because I was prepping. That's something I'm always very adamant about, is my service was always just the same. But I do feel like I was kind of making more jokes or being a bit more chaotic. I'm a very chaotic coach. If you are if you want someone who's very serious, I'm definitely not the coach for you. I don't take things seriously at all. But I just feel like I'm starting to get that spark back, even with just creativity and everything. It's so nice. And again, this is yeah, reversing can be hard because you're not as diced, you're not as shredded, but I try to focus on all the things I am getting, which is, more energy, more focus, over time, better training, better sleep, more flexibility with food. These are all so important. And at the end of the day, yeah, looking shredded is cool. Don't get me wrong. I liked being in the gym and looking at myself and being holy fuck. But I'll look like that again. I'm not stressed. I don't get stressed about getting out of shape in an off season because I'm going to get in shape again. Next time I'll get even leaner. I got way leaner than my first prep in this prep. I'm going to get way leaner again in my next prep. And I'll be able to because I'm going to have all the muscle to allow myself to get even more shredded. But yeah, I'm sorry, that was just a bit of a tangent. I do want to drop those little things into these vlogs. I'll probably vlog the back end of this week, a normal kind of day in the life, 2 days in the life, and talk more about the mental struggles of reversing. I want to make today more about the food. And as you can see, we have dinner, which is, shock horror, steak, potatoes, barbecue sauce, almond butter, and veggies. That was it. One thing I was really excited for was not to weigh my vegetables. I did actually weigh the peas because I feel with peas, if I don't weigh them, I have no idea how many I'm having. But I didn't weigh my veggies earlier. Didn't weigh my sugar-free barbecue sauce. Not weighing my salt. Again, I probably use the exact same amount that I would always use because it's just habit, but it's just nice to not be as meticulous. Also, I meant to say this earlier, but I got these new bowl plates and I love them. I love them. I really am old and sad. But like, how perfect are these? Especially for like chicken and rice. It's just perfect. I'm a simple gal. I really am. So I'm going to eat this. I'm on the last episode of Pretty Little Liars. On the last one. So I don't know what the fuck I'm going to watch after this because I watched this through the whole prep. So maybe it's like, it makes sense that I finished it this week. And I need to find something else. So if anyone has any recommendations for like series, please let me know. And then I need to have a shower because I feel like really sweaty. I'm getting my hair done this week and I can't wait to have it like freshly dyed. And I'm getting my lashes done tomorrow as well. So I'm going to be fresh as fuck. I also need to get this tan off because I obviously did my fake tan for the shoot. But I've put back in my good friend Milano tan and I'm ready to get a natural tan because I love the way that it looks. So yeah, I'll catch you guys for my final meal, which is going to be a nice one. And again, as you can see, pretty much the same that I've been having the whole time because I like it. I like my food. The reason I find prep so easy is because I love all my meals. The reason why reversing is easy, I love all my meals and I'm not changing things. Don't change shit. Just keep it the same. Just keep it the same. It's that simple. Like, I have no desire to, like, eat anything else. I just like my food. Okay. Chat soon. And that is the final meal of the day. Creamy, so I've done like chocolate orange, which is just chocolate protein, some orange flavor drops, vanilla flavor drops, freezed it this morning, and then did it on light ice cream. Put in, I have 15 grams of cereal, so I put some of it in as a mix in, went in for respin, and then the cereal, rest of the cereal on top, and then 22 grams of peanut butter. So delicious, really looking forward to this. Again, something that I was having before. So that is gonna wrap up the full day of eating. So I hope, like, honestly, the main takeaway I want from this video is like, if you're reversing out of a diet, don't change shit. Like, keep things similar, keep food choices the same. Just have a bit more flexibility with maybe swapping like a protein source or a carb source or a sauce that you're using, but keep your structure there, eat at the same times. If you do this for a few weeks, it's going to make a huge difference to how you feel throughout your reverse, right? Like, yeah, of course, have some flexibility. Maybe the night after your show, go out for a meal out. If you want to take the next day off, that's fine. I didn't do that. Like, I went out for the meal out that night, and then obviously I was kind of in prep. So I did my few days of prep. And then when I did my photo shoot the other day, I just got straight back to my normal plan. I haven't felt the need, like, I've had everything I want to have. You know, I had a burger after one. I had Mexican. I had my Asian food. I'm going for a date night with Shane the week after, like next weekend, so like 10 days time, and I just want a nice steak. But even that, it's not about the food, it's more so about getting dressed up and going out for a meal with Shane, which we haven't done alone together in a long fucking time. You know, that's what I'm like when it comes to like off-plan eating. That's what I kind of care about. But I'll talk about off-plan eating in that week's vlog. So yeah, I hope we gained some insight. I know it probably wasn't that exciting. You know, people were probably wanting a little bit more, but I'm not exciting. I'm a bodybuilder and I do the same shit all the time. And that's what it is. So I will catch you guys in the next video. There's so many videos and so much content coming out over the next while on my YouTube. So of course, as always, if you're not already, go and hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, like the video, and I will chat to you soon. Bye.